So guys, so this one they happen for Kano, they protest. They protest really because the present condition of Nigeria is what for each and every Nigeria to ask, where are we really going? But the thing that baffled me the most is that the same Nigerians are coming out to say, anything we wanna see for that side, mona hola mona na hona be that's now no consign us. I saw a news earlier today where they wrote that at least about 10 years by these I think suspected Boko Haram whatever. I believe you guys know what I'm talking about. And about 160 people were being kidnapped. And when I posted it, I in my TikTok and I had these two comments. Like one said, anything where they get made a hold on for that side. As far as now that side for the do harm, no be our problem. Remember, as far as we are Nigerians, we need to pray very hard that God help us.
All right, Rufai, I know you're very passionate about this topic, really. I mean, over the weekend, we spoke to a bunch of analysts and, our correspondent in Kano, who has told us that, the Ado Bayero is in the Nasarawa Palace right now being guarded by soldiers. We did have a statement from the defense headquarters saying that the only reason that they are there is because they are trying to, insist on the peace, law and order. But of course, you heard the Deputy Governor of Kano State over the weekend accusing the NSA of using federal might and even providing a plane for Ado Bayero to return back. But now he has recanted. I mean, we have that video. I think he did that this morning. He has apologized to the NSA, who actually threatened him that, if you do not take back that defamatory statement, I will sue you to court. Like the headlines yesterday, 2 emirs, one kingdom. How is this going to be resolved?
Audrey, it is so sad.
Yes.
You know why? Because these are family members fighting out there in public glare because of politicians. Our dear Kano is being decimated because of politicians. These are relatives. These are cousins. These are people that have intermarried. The Emir of Bichi, the brother to Aminu, Nasiru, was talking about his very close relationship with Muhammad Sanusi while they were growing up. Both emirs are both 62 years old of age. The same age mates. Grew up in the courts together. But politicians, and that's why my prayer for our politicians, may they have the heart like children, pure and clean, to forgive and to heal, to be able to make this country grow. But we saw when the injustice started. So for all of those that are saying, the Deputy Governor might have apologized to the NSA, but for all of those and the military that is talking, was this not the same military when Sanusi was deposed that was used to escort Sanusi out of town in a plane? Why didn't they use the same military then to bring Sanusi back to town to cause chaos after his deposition? This was the same military that was used to escort Sanusi out of town and security forces. But today, because chaos wants to reign, they have used the same security forces to bring a deposed one back into town. The injustice was done in the first place. We all know since 1819 that this ruling house had been there. There's never been a time as, maybe okay, when you save for the time of Rimi in the 80s, and he saw the consequences. And probably the colonial times, where they tried to push a wheel in the cog of the progress of Kano. We all know that there's only one king in Kano. But the law was made to split it into 5 areas under Ganduje. Sanusi went to court then. He won his cases in court, but nothing was reversed. So for all of us that are so quick to talk that, you can ask for the military. If the government in your side, you see the military backing. Can you and I say we want military protection from harassment we face every day? Is it that easy in Nigeria? And now this deposed emir was brought back. Now we have 2 emirs. 2 families are loggerheads. Now all of a sudden the court order came out, ex parte, to wait for the 3rd of June. Probably, I'm sure most parts are waiting for the 3rd of June. But I know in this ruling house, they must have elders.
Right.
I feel both parties should be called by their elders and they should talk, because they cannot afford to make this family look bad outside. The family that leads the Emirate of Kano. They cannot allow this family to look bad. They should settle it among themselves amicably.
All right.
We can't keep making this drawn out in the courts.
All right. There are two statements that have been released, actually. So, the issue of the soldiers, escorting Ado Bayero out. I believe at the time, Sanusi Lamido was banished. And I think this is a little bit of a different scenario here, where Ado Bayero and the other 5 emirs were dethroned. Let me read the statement from the army regarding the soldiers. They had said that contrary to insinuation by the Kano State chapter of the Nigerian Bar Association as published by Premium Times, troops of the Nigerian Army have not been involved in the Kano State Emirate tussle and are not involved in enforcing any court order. They have only taken proactive steps to checkmate any possible breakdown or breach of the security that may be occasioned by the Kano Emirship tussle. We also saw Atiku Abubakar release a statement over the weekend saying that if war breaks down in Kano State, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be held to account. A quick statement, so I take this story.
Okay, there are 3 issues that I would like to talk about. What we're dealing with here, conceptually, is a conflict between tradition and modernity, conflict at the level of power, and it is not new. Many students of history will recall that as far back as 1851, when the British wanted to impose the Treaty of Lagos, they deposed Kusoko, Oba Kusoko of Lagos, who was not cooperating with them. Succeeding Oba Kusoko was Oba Akintoye, leading to the signing of the Treaty of Lagos in 1861. Now, you also had the case of King Jaja of Ukpobo. King Jaja of Ukpobo, who was also deposed because he was not cooperating with the British. In fact, he was exiled. He was banished, and then he was asked to return. I think he died on his way when he was returning. You had the case of 1897, Oba Ovorawen Ogbaisi of the Benin Kingdom. He too was deposed, removed because he didn't cooperate with the British. You had to just jump the narrative. In 1966, when Sir Olateru Olagbegi, the Olowo of Owo, did not cooperate with the action group in the Western region, he was removed. It was also around that period when Sanusi's grandfather, Sanusi I, because his grandfather was accused of insubordination because there was an event of the leaders of thought in northern Nigeria, and the Sardauna was there, and he sat down as the Emir of Kano. He was accused of insubordination. He was removed. In the case of Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, Emir of Kano, it's a case of history repeating itself. So you always have this conflict, which Wole Soyinka has dramatized in Kungi's Harvest. That's one level of it. The second level of it is that beyond this conflict, it's about procedure. Did the government of Kano State, did they handle the matter well? Now, Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, has said the state government acted within the law. Section 4, the lawmakers doing their job of repealing the law. Section 5, the governor doing his bit. Section 6, judiciary also intervening. There's some opaqueness, conflict here. Now, the law allows the president to give his assent within 30 days. Governor of Kano State, taking that repeal chieftaincy law from the House of Assembly, immediately signed it the same day. He had 30 days to consult, to speak to the emirs that will be removed, to say, you guys are going. This is what we have decided, and I'm going to sign the law. Talk to the emir who had been deposed, that's Ado Bayero, and then, try to do his own work before now signing and do the process. But the whole thing was done in such a hurry. That's why there's so much anxiety in Kano. I think some attention should have been paid to procedure, to managing the tension before, just moving so fast. My third point is about the law. We're told that Justice Liman, ordered an injunction, a restraining order and other, where ex parte orders are usually, abused. And questions have been raised about abuse of ex parte orders. But the law is an ass, as Charles Dickens has told us in A Tale of Two Cities. So even when the law behaves like an ass, you still respect it. The only way you can vacate it is still to go through the process of law. So these are the big issues in Kano, but the residual point is that it is important that peace is maintained.
Absolutely.
Kano has a large population. It's a very volatile place. President Tinubu, which is the point by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, cannot afford violence in Kano State. And he has a duty to intervene and make sure that the peace is maintained. The military, they say they are on standby. Well, they say if the police are overwhelmed, they will step in. What we just want is that we don't want crisis in Kano State. And President Tinubu should see his own interest in the matter. He cannot preside over chaos in Kano or any part of Nigeria.
Any part of Nigeria, really. There must be peace in Kano State. Let's take another story. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's trip to Lagos to inaugurate the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway has been met with mixed reactions. Well, over the weekend, one lane of the third mainland bridge was shut down ahead of his arrival and was lined with the Nigerian and APC flags, as well as photos of the president in preparation for his 1 year in office. The president, during the inauguration ceremony, lauded the Minister of Works, David Umahi, for rehabilitating the third mainland bridge and his diligence in handling the coastal highway project, saying that he was very happy and should be allowed to brag. Let's take a listen before we take some reactions.
Today is my day to brag. Whether you like it or not, you are here. And the hope is here. If you have hope, you have Rahman, you have Asiwaju, and you have Dave. The deal is done. The dream is realizable. I said earlier, it's my bragging day. The way we are going, we have a road that will outlast us and outlive all of us here present. That is how to build the future. I commend the Honorable Minister of Works once again. Like I said, it's my bragging day. Don't be afraid. We will do this road. 700 kilometers. It will be a success for Nigeria, and we'll do more of this. You and I, together, the whole Nigeria, a very bold endeavor. Please, share with me. Share in the joy. I am a very happy man today. Thank you very much.
All right. I'm sure, a cross-section of Nigerians are sharing the joy with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And, like we're saying, he must complete the road like he has promised. But let me take some tweets. This is from Chairman, who wrote, "It is an exciting time for Nigeria's infrastructure development. These projects will improve connectivity, facilitate trade, and enhance the quality of life for citizens. I'm so excited about the Lagos-Calabar Superhighway in particular. We're all looking forward to the positive impact these projects will bring to the country's growth and progress." A great statement there. But, Ayo, I talked about the flags on the third mainland bridge. This caused a lot of controversy. Let me take this tweet. This user wrote, "First of all, the posters are unnecessary. Posters should focus more on promoting Nigeria and progress. The bridge wasn't built with his money. That being said, the bridge is not a project that should be celebrated. We still celebrate mediocrity because we don't seem to know what our needs are as citizens. One sentence quickly, then I'll take this one. In terms of the Third Mainland Bridge, and I mean, that video was quite the video, wasn't it?
It was quite the video, and I was quite surprised. I've asked what name would be called, because clearly it cannot be commissioning since he didn't complete the bridge. Kudos must be given to Kano. So what will I people do? Oh, Shagari. Okay. All right.
No,
but
I mean,
we cannot. I mean, he's proud of the work that Dave Mahi has done, and I must say that great job. In terms of the successive governments who've come, this is the best rehabilitation we've seen thus far with Third Mainland Bridge. However, it is not enough to then make such a show of it. And like the last tweet said, or the last ex-user said, it's because we're so used to mediocrity. So that's why a government official will fix pothole on the road and commission it. We'll put borehole water, or we'll sink a borehole, commission it. We must come to the end and elevate our leadership. And I think I think you should remove that as part of the celebration.
No, I mean,
he can honor and acknowledge Dave Umahi, but actually put flags, line it up and celebrate.
Yeah, but I also want you to discuss this story, Ayo. In the meantime, the First Lady of Nigeria, Remi Tinubu, over the weekend, cautioned the young women of Nigeria to preserve their cultural identity amidst fashion trends. The First Lady gave the warning at an event tagged Celebrating the Organized as part of activities to mark President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 1 year in office. She expressed concern that without intervention, the current state of the society could lead to women losing their identity, insisting that nakedness is not beauty. Let's take a listen.
The message here is we have to salvage our children. You know, we see the way they dress, they keep forgetting that Nigeria, we are beautiful. The moment you can see what they showcase on the stage, I said we are fashionable, we see what is going on. You know, we are not having a Met Gala, and everyone, their nakedness is just everywhere. And the men are well clothed. So we have to do something. Tell them the way it is. We don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beautiful. It's not beautiful at all. And they're all beautiful girls. But they should be confident to know they are. They don't want to be like, even they are mimicking and trying to emulate film stars from America. They don't know where they come from.
Well, as a mother, I must align myself with this, but she made other statements, but I'll come to you on that. In another development, a group of cross-dressers in Ikorodu, Lagos State have staged a protest to demand the immediate release of popular cross-dresser